Welcome to the 2022 Winter Classic Student Cluster Competition Studio Update Show. Now, here are your hosts, Dan Olds and Addison Snell.
Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, sports fans from around the world. This is the 2022 Winter Classic Student Cluster Competition Studio Update Show. The show where you learn everything you need to know about the 2022 Winter Classic Student Cluster Competition. And we have a special show today. We are talking to the mentors from HPE. How y'all doing today?
Doing well.
Fantastic.
Thank you.
So, Zach, you want to lead us off and introduce yourself, then we'll go around the horn?
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you, Dan. I mean, this is a fantastic opportunity, and I really appreciate taking part of this. So I'm Zach Shearhart. I work for HPE and Cray in the Cray unit, and I manage the Fortran team and DevTools team. So,
is Fortran making a comeback?
Fortran never left, Dan. It's always
that's the right answer.
It's been there and it's staying strong.
Very nice. How about you next, John?
I'm John Barron. I've worked in the HPC industry for about 20 years, first at SGI and then at HPE, mostly doing performance engineering work in that time. And one of the things that I handle is our, sort of top 500 relationship, and done a lot of LINPACK work in the past. And that's sort of how I've been involved from the mentor side, is on the HPL portion of the benchmark.
And that is something I should mention, that the applications that HPE is mentoring the students on are HPL, our favorite LINPACK, and HPCG, the conjugate gradient, the bane of all systems. Dave, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Hi, my name's Dave Raditz, and I'm the manager of the HPC Performance Engineering Group here at Hewlett-Packard Enterprise, and enjoyed helping Zach and Chris brainstorm on how to handle this competition. So, and I'm looking forward to seeing more questions on the discussions.
Excellent. Cheng, you're out there. I don't see your video. You were sort of the LINPACK expert. Can you tell us a little bit about yourself and what you do?
Sorry. I'm the HPCG guy. So my name is Chen Lao.
HPCG. I'm sorry, Chen Lao.
Yeah, Chen Lao. I've been running HPCG benchmark for HPE for years, and I think it's a fascinating subject. So I'm trying to share, my knowledge with the students. Hopefully, some of them will be interested in pursuing a career in numeric method and high performance computing. So that's my goal.
Fantastic. Thank you.
Yep.
I'll just add that Cheng is also one of the premier LINPACK experts as well. It's not just HPCG.
He knows his way around all of them, from what I understand.
I've been around for too long.
So, Chris, let's talk about you for a second. You were sort of the anchor man on the training. I think you logged about 3 hours of it just yourself.
Good morning. My name is Chris. I'm a technical instructor for HPE, and before that, I was technical instructor at Cray. So it's my pleasure. It was a really cool opportunity to be involved. I was really excited when Zach reached out, and we have a 4-day course that we highly customize and deliver to our customers, and so I gave them the extremely condensed version.
Yeah.
If we got it into 3 hours, that was amazing. So
it was nicely
hopefully
done.
It was be useful. Yeah.
It was very nicely done. So
thank you.
Tell us about this cluster bed that you set up for the students, whoever wants to take that question.
Chris, I think you should take that. Yeah, you did a lot of that.
So the system we're using is HB Cray EX supercomputer. There's a lot of nouns in there, but it's really the flagship high performance computing product from HPE, formerly developed at Cray, and then of course the development has continued with HPE. And it is an example of the big system. So the viewers will be familiar with Frontier. They'll be familiar with El Capitan, the big Department of Energy systems. It's the same platform, a little bit smaller.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah. But we in order to teach, that's what we have to be working on. So,
but it's still bigger by far than anything these students have seen before.
There's a pretty good chance. Yeah. I don't see the bills on these systems internally, but it wouldn't surprise me if it was at least $1 million system. I mean, that's you can't really build a supercomputer for a lot less than that.
No.
And it's it's what we use for customer training. So it's the reason we selected it is this ideal setup. We can get people on it in a secure way. The HPE education has a really great virtual lab setup that people can get in just through a web browser. It took a few minutes to set up on our end, but relatively speaking, it was easier than some of the other choices we had. And it's the current hardware.
You've set up kind of a 2-tier system, right?
Yeah, well, so the product that the EX platform is a convergence of traditional Linux clusters, something like a Beowulf cluster, commodity cluster, and the big iron kind of mainframe proprietary system. Cray and SGI used to have, and HPE used to have, and so it's both. We have a proprietary liquid-cooled hardware, and then but associated with that, on the same fabric and part of the same system, we have a 42U rack with commodity servers, and they're all playing together. They happen to have 2 different node configurations, different node numbers. I mean, every system is unique.
Sure.
And so based on the input from John and Chang and the team, with what the benchmarks kind of needed, we evaluated that we should split it up into 2 Slurm partitions, one with more nodes, but slightly fewer core counts per node, and the other with less nodes, but higher core count per node. And hopefully we got it right. I think it's at least indicative of a real system, and it should be a fair environment and hopefully a real world environment for the students to be using.
That's what we're looking for, is fair and real world. And like the real world, actually, they're all sharing these clusters and submitting jobs. I don't think we've had any problems with oversubscription or anything yet.
I haven't seen it. I think we've locked it down sufficiently, and everyone's kind of behaving themselves, which is, so of course we expected that, but you never know. So it's been good so far.
So another jump ball question: is a week long enough for these students to learn these applications and be able to pull in a result?
I got to defer to the experts there.
Yeah, I mean, I think John, or Chang, you want to take that?
Yeah, I think a week is enough to touch the surface. Get an idea for how you tune these applications from a input parameter side, maybe a compiler tuning side, some bit on decompositions and things like that. On the source level side, I don't think so.
I don't think we're expecting anybody to jump into.
Oh,
the
no,
source.
we're not.
Yeah.
No, we're not. But I'm just saying, if you really, most vendors would have tuned and optimized implementations of these that do, implement source code changes. And Chang is very familiar with that. Chang has additional comments.
Yeah, I would agree with John that a week is enough for a student to touch the service. Like yesterday, one of the students had a job that hit the time limit. Obviously, something was wrong, and he mismatched the number of MPI ranks with the input parameters. I think this is a kind of things they can learn in a week.
I think that's going to happen. And I know from talking to you folks that most of the student teams, and we have 12 of them, have hit the nodes so far. A couple seem to be holding back, who I'm going to reach out to and personally motivate. But I know that you're standing by to provide that last minute help should they need it. Have the helplines been busy?
I would say that they've been trickling in, but we've been able to answer them, I would say, very quickly. I mean, everyone on this team has been excellent at responding to any questions that the students may have. We have this Slack channel set up where they can ask questions, and it's kind of an open environment. So, all the students are getting that information as quickly as possible.
Excellent. Excellent. And who's going to be taking the weekend shift on Slack? Have you drawn straws for that yet?
I can't say that we have a shift set, but, I'm definitely going to be there for, most, if not all the weekend. And, we'll figure out the rest there. But yeah, I think we have a few people on staff that can help.
So I believe that, didn't we say their final results are due by Sunday at 3 p.m. Pacific?
3 p.m. Right? Pacific. Yeah, that sounds correct.
Okay. And I know that at least 3 or 4 teams have told me that they already have a completed run in the bank that they can submit if they need to. And I'm encouraging to submit something early and often, just to make sure.
Absolutely. Yeah, I definitely encourage them to send some test runs, to us to verify everything looks good. But yeah, I mean, I definitely encourage them to send them sooner than later.
Very good. Now, after this week, the students have a week off, then a special activity, which I'm going to involve you folks in as well, but you don't know it yet. But then they're going to be going to NASA and doing a subset of the NASA parallel benchmarks.
Is that on Pleiades or Aitken or NASA Ames?
NASA Ames. Not sure what system.
That's great.
One of John's favorite systems.
Yeah, they're one of our favorite customers.
Oh, okay. I kind of thought you guys had a connection there. And then they'll be out to Oak Ridge after another week off. And then they'll be on AWS to close things out. And for the students out there watching, it's only going to get tougher. It's not going to get a huge amount tougher, but it's going to get tougher. And it's going to be an interesting competition. Not really a question there, was there, at the end of that? I just kind of threw that out.
A warning. It was a warning.
A warning, like yes.
Yeah.
Well, it's a challenge. Let them rise to it.
Yes,
Exactly. That's what we're looking for. And who knows? Some of these kids may end up working for you guys.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
that's the hope.
Let's replace some of us in the industry. I know I'm ready for a break. Somebody come in and take over for me. That would be fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I can't tell you how impressed I am by what you've pulled together. And the training that you put on and the way that you're mentoring the students is exactly the way it should be done. So you are to be congratulated. Great job. And I want to line you up for next year for the competition, because I think we'll do this same format again. I think this is giving the students much better education by stretching it out and putting them with one mentor in turn and working on different systems. I think that's really going to be a resume builder for them.
Absolutely. Yeah. And I would absolutely look forward to helping in any way possible in next year. I mean, this is near and dear to my heart. I was in the supercomputing cluster competition, in 2013. So this is absolutely
that's right.
Something that's core to me, and it's what made me want to go into the HPC world. So, absolutely a fantastic opportunity.
Did it help when you were interviewing to be able to go back to, when they asked the question about what was your greatest technical challenge or working in a team or anything like that? Did you use any of those experiences in your interviews?
Well, yeah, absolutely. I mean, I use the student cluster competition many times, as a reference, and a lot of the experiences that I've made there, had there. So it was, it was a great opportunity to learn and to apply things and have it in a fun environment. Also, it's a fantastic networking opportunity. All these people are very like-minded. It's a great opportunity to meet other students, mentors that are in the same kind of realm of thinking. So
you and I must have met then, because I was covering the competitions. I'm sure I interviewed you.
Yeah, you absolutely interviewed me. There's a video floating around where
up on YouTube somewhere.
It's somewhere. I don't know where it is. But maybe I'll find it eventually.
I'll dig it up. I'm sure of it. Now, what team are you on?
University of Texas at Austin.
Oh, was that during the glory years?
That was, yeah. We did win that year. That's right.
That was during the three-peat years.
It was, yes.
After the misadventure with immersed mineral oil.
Yes, we didn't have to worry. We did not have to worry about any mineral oils that time. We chose the all natural route of
that's
just
right,
pure air.
But that was also, for you listening, that was when team advisor John Kaz, who's fantastic, by the way, was saying, GPUs, don't think those are going to be such a big deal. And you guys won without them.
We won without them. I would say that at that time there weren't a lot of applications that were GPU.
He was absolutely right.
Yeah, but now I would say that's not the case. But
yeah, that was great. Well, on that nostalgic note, let's go ahead and close out this episode of the Studio Update show for the 2022 Winter Classic Cluster Competition. Again, can't thank you folks enough. You guys don't get enough recognition for this. You've done a fantastic job, and we all appreciate it. Speaking for myself, the other organizers, and the students, thank you so much, and we will talk to you again soon.
All right. Thank you
very much. Our pleasure.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks.